So, we've come to the end of Thought Summer. I had bigger, grander plans for this series, and what has ended up happening is actually more truthful and more honest, which I like, which is I've sat down and I've told you my thesis on how we can use art to change your life and the collective's life. And if you are seeing this and you have listened to everything I have said about your creative process and how stories can be a vehicle for change, and also how stories can affect how to use stories and how to mold stories to an effect that you want to have. So it's not just how the story affects you, but how you can affect the story to affect others. I hope you're going to apply that as you go forward through the rest of your year and the rest of your life, your 4,000 weeks, that you take into account the fact that we don't have time to lose. And your art is incredibly vital and important, whether it is self-indulgent, documenting, a warning, or a call to action. It is important. And it is important vitally for the understanding of one another and the progression of our cultures and our communities as a whole. Your experience, your individual experience, does actually matter. Those are the films that make people love filmmaking. Those are the books that make people pick up books. You must put your opinion, your thoughts, your perspective, your singular and specific perspective into art for the world to see. Not because you're some artist that must be indulged. Not because, you have this idea and, you're just going to take time off and do it. We live in a world that's really, really devaluing the value of art as a tool for change. Change as a catalyst for better futures. And if you keep believing that art is some frivolous pursuit that is just blockbusters and pop media and reality TV and it doesn't really have an effect on anybody, the people we're fighting win. The people who want exploitation and who want to mine resources and destroy the planet, they win because they know the value of art. They invest billions in it every year to make sure that the art that represents their point of view is made available to you at every given point. Now, are you going to let them win that fight? I don't mean that you have to make a political movie. I don't mean you even have to become a political voice. But anything you make will be a statement, and it will be a political statement. And you don't have to do major, big things with that. One of my favorite political statements is Before Sunset. Essentially a manifesto for the power of romantic love. Romantic love can be a battery that allows you to do many other great things to look after one another. And romantic love is perhaps the purest form of an expression of providing yourself as a means of a partnership with another person. That is community. So it's political. It's all political. Who is in that film? Why they're in that film? Why then? Why talk at length about all of these things? There are a lot of parts of Before Sunset that are political explicitly. Random thoughts and feelings that Julie Delpy's character is having throughout about her career and how she's dedicated herself to progressive values. But it's a story about love. There are multitudes you can use. There are multitudes you can achieve through narrative and story. And I just don't want you to think that you can either make a really important, serious documentary or you're making a Marvel movie. Because if we let that keep happening, if we let those two trees diverge, there may come a point where we can't get everybody back on the same page. So pick up whatever medium you prefer. Make the art you know you need to make. And you'll be doing the right thing, I promise. Have a great rest of your year. Thank you for joining us. If you're not subscribed to the OBSCURAE newsletter, we're about to go into festival season, so we're going to be doing a lot of reviews of up-and-coming movies and art, and we like to get deep about this stuff. Just like we've done with Thought Summer, we like to get really deep about how art can affect change and what a piece of artwork might be saying or implying by existing, and what an artist might be trying to say through their art. Everything from Supergirl to, teenage sex and death at Camp Miasma. We'll cover anything. Because stories are the way we find our way back to each other. And right now, we are all very, very, very far away from one another. Anyway, I've been Umnia, and I'll see you around.